Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of the Filmcast. I'm Ben, the film reviewer, or just Ben. That's just my channel name. And I am joined by Eddie. Say hello.
Hello, hello.
This is a new Filmcast. This is the new Filmcast. This is a new podcast that we're doing. Basically, we'll just be reviewing a film each podcast. We're gonna try. Was it once or twice? We're gonna try and do this a week.
Once or twice, yeah.
Once or twice a week, we'll try and upload.
Minimum one.
Minimum of one. But yeah, we'll be reviewing a film on each one. The film will be chosen by one of us at the end of each episode. So yeah, that's basically the format. And today, the film that we're reviewing is 1917. So we collectively chose this as a film because we both had seen it recently. Uh, so yeah, just 1917.
Uh, I will get into it then.
Alright. So, do you want to introduce it or shall I? I'm not really bothered.
You introduce.
Alright. So, 1917 is the 2020 film. Not, sorry, 2000, not 2020, 2019 film. It's set in World War One, in 1917, obviously, the year. And it's about two soldiers that are sent on a mission to deliver a message to this, to some people that are about to go and attack, and it's actually a trap, and they need to stop that because then they're gonna kill a bunch of people. And one of the soldiers' brothers is in that is going into that battle, and they need to try and get there to stop that from happening, and them all dying. So yeah, that's the basic plot, I guess. So, what did you think?
I thought it was a great film.
Mhm.
It was very, very well done.
Mhm.
Really well done.
Uh huh.
It's so quality how they do it in one shot, like one camera shot.
It wasn't one. It was two though.
Is it not?
It
Oh
cuts to
well.
black halfway through, so that I guess you could say one, but it's kind of technically two. But
Yeah, I didn't realize the black
yeah,
thing. So
I didn't really care. Before watching it, I knew that it was obviously one shot, but when I was watching it, I kind of just completely forgot about that. And then, like about halfway through, I was like, "Ah, this is one shot, isn't it?" I forgot.
it
Yeah,
did take a while to get my eyes used to how like the shot, how it
yeah,
was one shot.
yeah. I know what you mean. Um, I thought it was very good, but I was kind of disappointed in a particular way. Um, I don't know if this is just because my expectations were a bit too high, or what, but I was disappointed because they didn't have a big scale type war element to it. It was more of just go to location, but it wasn't as big or on a scale as I would have thought it would have been. But you know, it wasn't, which I guess maybe hindered my experience, but we'll see. Well, not we'll see, but like, yeah, that's my biggest disappointment in it. Did you have any disappointments?
Not really. It's a bit more action. Like I know it sounds a bit stupid, but I think it lacked a little bit of action. I don't know.
It lacked.
It does
Yeah,
sound a bit stupid. Yeah,
yeah.
but
I thought it could have benefited from a large scale type war thing.
it's just not one story. Like
No, it could be one story. I just think that I was expecting more massive something that's on a big it's on a big scale, but what I mean is on a battle type war scale. That's what I thought it
yeah,
was going to be, and it was going to be big and epic. I sound like an absolute idiot when I say that. Well, that is certainly how it sounds in my
yeah,
head, but that's what I kind of thought I was expecting, but it wasn't that. It did have some really intense scenes though, which
yeah. But
yeah, I thought that the scene, the scene where they go into the mine thing, and it all starts to collapse because it's a trap. That was very intense when Schofield's blind. Well, not blind, he just can't see because he
Yeah.
has stuff in his eyes. But that was a really intense sequence. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah. But I did that. That was a very good, well done sequence. Well, the entire film was well done, to be honest, because it was a very good, technically impressive. But
Yeah, it was.
as I've said like 5 times now, I do think it could have been better on a type scale thing, but to do with a battle type thing. But it was good in the terms of how it was made. It was very well made. Like the editing obviously was very good to make it look like one shot. That would have taken a lot of effort to try and make and do because you have a lot of scenes and stuff. It, it it's very impressive on that sort of level.
Yes.
Yeah. Um.
I'm not surprised it won loads of Oscars.
Yeah. What did it win? It got nominated for quite a lot.
It
It
got
won.
nominated for Best Picture, didn't it?
Yeah, it got nominated for Best Picture. It won cinematography and visual effects. The cinematography by Roger Deakins in this is fantastic, as usual with anything by Roger Deakins. It looks fantastic. Um, which it was no surprise. That was kind of just a given if it was by Roger Deakins, I guess. Now, isn't it? Um, yeah. It also won sound mixing. I just checked now. It won sound mixing as well. Um, so
It
yeah,
was there was some good. I thought the sound was quite good in it.
yeah. The sound obviously was well done. Um, I don't know whether it fully deserved the Best Picture nomination because I could name quite a few other films that I thought were better than it. Um,
Uh,
and stuff that wasn't nominated as well that I thought was better than it. That's yeah. One moment, I have a thing that I have on my phone where I oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, there were a few things that didn't get nominated, like The Lighthouse and Uncut Gems, that didn't get nominated that I thought were better than it. And to be honest, I would have rather have them gotten nominated, although they aren't the type of films that normally get nominated. But yeah, did you think it deserved the Best Picture nomination?
I mean, it was pretty good. Like,
How many films of
um,
last year did you actually see?
not many, to be
Not that
honest.
many. Yeah. I've seen all of the Best Picture nominations except for Little Women because I kind of can't be bothered to watch it because I'm not a massive fan of that sort of stuff.
You're
Like,
not a 40-year-old mother.
no, I'm not a 4-year-old mother and I don't really care about Little Women. The only time I would watch it is I was forced to, or whether I was like, if I had to watch it for something. That's really the only time that I would choose to watch it now, to be honest. I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
It's also directed by Greta Gerwig, who directed Lady Bird, which I didn't like whatsoever. I know a lot of people really like that film, but I just didn't like it whatsoever. I found it incredibly annoying. But yeah, back to 1917 though. Again, a bit off track. Um, the film is directed by Sam Mendes, who has previously directed American Beauty, which is one of my favorite films ever made. Um, he's also directed Skyfall, Spectre, Jarhead. What else has he done? Revolutionary Road and Away We Go and Road to Perdition. I think those are all his films that I've just named. I
Can
think.
I can I bring something up? Didn't
Yeah.
wasn't 1917 about wasn't it based on the stories that his granddad told him?
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot about that.
Because it says that at the
Yeah,
end, doesn't it? So
yeah. It's his granddad told him a lot of stories, and he based some of it off that. Because he was a writer on it. He was a writer with some Scottish woman. I forgot her name. It's like Christie or something. Who's also a writer on Last Night in Soho, which is the new Edgar Wright film which comes out next year. Christy Wilson Carnes, Christy Wilson Carnes. I might not be pronouncing that right, but she's currently writing a Star Wars film apparently. Which doesn't sound very good because I don't like the new Star Wars films anyway. But yeah, it's very interesting how he did that because that's actually quite a good thing. That's interesting. He did this Sam Mendes with the producer and that the other writer. He did a Zoom call online. It was like a thing where he talked about the making of it. It was like a public Q&A, which I
Mm.
watched, and he did mention that quite a bit. Um, it was very interesting. The I don't know if you can still watch it, but it's quite interesting. It was on for about an hour. It was also some other Scottish woman who was the who presented it, as in like she introduced it and everything. I found her annoying though. She was like just annoying. I didn't like her. Um, but I liked obviously how it was Sam Mendes because he's the director and I quite like him
Mm.
as a director. But that was very interesting to watch because he said that the most difficult sequence to edit together was the plane crashing sequence because it
Yeah,
went.
where it hits the barn.
Yeah, because apparently I think he said it went from like CG to an actual plane coming in, so he had to kind of edit that together, which I thought was quite interesting. Um, which I can understand how that would be hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but what was
and
your?
obviously that's a part.
Oh,
Sorry,
no, no, no. Continue, continue.
right. Obviously that's the part where the one dies. What's his name?
Um, Blake.
Yeah, he dies. Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
he was stabbed by that German soldier.
yeah. I thought that was a well done scene. That was it
Yes,
felt some
yes,
emotion. It had to it. It was very well done. Um, what
yes. It
was
was
your
very well done.
favorite aspect about the film, then?
Favorite aspect.
Yeah, favorite aspect.
Um, probably the camera work. To be honest.
Yeah, it's very impressive how you just have this camera that just I don't want to say sweeping, but it just it's like it you're just following them along as if it's nothing. That's what it feels
And
like.
I saw on the trailer. It was like ages ago. I saw this trailer. They had it on like a zip line. I think.
Yeah.
On it.
When I went to see Knives Out in November, the the trailers came on, and the trailer for 1917 wasn't an actual trailer for it, but it was a behind the scenes type trailer, and they were showing how they
Huh.
were making some of the sequences, which might have been the one that you've seen, but yeah, it was very interesting. the The whole marketing was like based on the one shot thing and the technical type aspects, which was well done in the final film for definite. Um, but yeah, the, my favorite aspect is probably the technical aspects as well. It's very impressive. The cinematography, obviously, as I said earlier, was fantastic by Roger Deakins, and everything else was to do with like the camera and everything was just very, very well done. Yeah. So it had the actual film had quite a few British stars in it, such as uh, Mark Strong, uh, who was a good actor, I think. He was in the Kingsman films. He was I can't remember his name. Then you have Andrew Scott, who was
Wasn't what's that bloke's name? The one at the end. The one where
Benedict
the
Cumberbatch.
one. Yeah, he's in.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Isn't that what's his name? Oh, he called.
Sherlock
He's Sherlock Holmes,
Holmes.
isn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. he's been in quite a lot of things because he jumped from like Sherlock Holmes and then he jumped into the Marvel films because he played Doctor Strange. Uh, he started off in like obviously British type things, and he was in also in 12 Years a Slave, which was which he was really good in. I think he's a
Was he
brilliant
one of
actor.
was he one of the slave masters?
Yeah, he owned one of the um slave plantations. Um,
All right.
his character in 12 Years a Slave is really interesting. I won't go into
Uh,
that now, but um,
oh,
yeah, because that would be a completely different episode if I was to talk about 12 Years a Slave. But um, yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch is really good. I wouldn't say he's really good in this because he's in it for like 2 minutes, so you can't really judge it that well. Other than
no.
his character is very blunt, and he doesn't take other people's advice. He just does what he wants to do.
Yes.
That was his character. Um, but yeah, you had Andrew Scott in it, who was also in Sherlock Holmes, who was near it in the beginning. He played Moriarty in Sherlock. Also, Colin
Never watched
Firth was in
Sherlock
it.
Holmes, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of Sherlock the TV series. I watched the first series, and then I think that was it. I haven't watched it past there. I thought it was quite good, but I've heard that it just derails from there and just gets crap. But so I'm not in a rush to watch it. I have other things that I want to watch, obviously. But yeah, Colin Firth was also in it at the beginning, who is quite popular because he did he win an Oscar or something? I don't know. Might have been nominated probably. I would
I
imagine he
don't
would.
know.
I imagine he would have been for the King's Speech there, but yeah. The
Yeah.
film had a lot of British people in because it was a British film,
Yes. Not American.
not American. Oh,
American war films are always portrayed like the Americans won the war.
yes, that's what I find annoying. Like that's
Yes.
really irritates me
Uh,
sometimes.
yes.
It's like they were there from the
And
very beginning. It,
the Americans weren't. They only held for a couple of years.
yeah, they came in late to World War Two and World War One. I think I don't think
Yeah, yeah, they did.
I might
Yeah.
be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were late to one of the wars. I can't remember fully, but they weren't from the very beginning in some of them. But yeah, yeah, I liked how it was British, I guess. And the film wasn't South Korean either, because that was where Parasite came from, the Best
Is
Picture
that
winner.
is that film in Korean or is it in English?
It's in Korean. You haven't seen it, have you?
No.
I'm going to make you watch it at some point, because it's actually literally in my top 5 favorite films of all time.
I cannot watch it by. I won't be able to watch it by myself.
Yeah, I'll watch it with you, obviously. But we can't at the moment, obviously, for obvious reasons. But
Oh, yeah. You
I'll
see.
I'll make you watch it at some point because it's actually really good, and I can't I could see pretty much anyone enjoying it uh, for at least part of it. But I'm pretty sure you would really enjoy it.
Isn't it about is it about a murder or something or a paedophile or something?
No, it's got nothing to do with a paedophile. It's got nothing to do with that.
I don't know. I just had something in my head about murder or something.
No. To be honest, it's better if you just watch it without knowing the plot because I didn't know the plot before I watched it. It's just better to watch it without, to be honest.
Did you watch it before, or after the Oscars?
After, I think,
All right.
yeah, but um, I think as the UK release date was after the Oscars, I think, but yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, you should watch Parasite. But yeah, back to 1917, uh, which wasn't South Korean. It was English. It was a
Oh
British
no.
film. It was British. Um,
Yes.
There was some guy on the internet that was very angry that Parasite won Best Picture, and then he thought that 1917 was a American film for some reason. It was quite funny. He was
Is
just
it? Did he have a clue about any films, or was he
no,
like
not
a film
really.
person?
He was just really angry that Parasite won Best Picture because it was a foreign film, which I really don't see a problem with. It's a film, so
Was he American?
yeah, he was American and he was like really
Probably
angry.
explains why if he probably explains why if he wants
Yeah.
a foreign film
Yeah, and he was saying
not to
like
win
this
it.
is the United State of America.
He's probably a racist.
Yeah, he was like
But we'll get off that topic because
yeah. He was just some massive idiot who just thought he was just an idiot. The video is quite funny, just because it was idiotic, idiocy. I'm making up words now, but yeah. Anyway, um, so overall, I thought 1917 was very good, but I was slightly disappointed. The
it didn't meet your expectations as it was built up to be. It was built up
no,
to be the best film ever, wasn't it?
yeah, and I
Because
was
it was,
disappointed.
so in your opinion, it's quite overrated.
Um, Yeah, judging off by the IMDb score, it was very high. When it first released, it was like 8.5, and it was reaching like the top 50. Um,
Was that compared to other? Is that compared to other films?
yeah,
Hi.
yeah, it reached the top 50 list on IMDb, but the top 250 list on IMDb, but it was in the top 50. I think it's in the top like 70 or 80 now. It's 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb, which is quite high for a film.
Yeah,
But
when average films get
yeah,
about
yeah,
4 or something.
not 4. Like normally, decent film will be in the sevens, but like a really good film will be in the eights somewhere. But I don't really think. I don't know. I just think that it has 326,643 votes for 8.3 out of 10. One of them was me, obviously, which didn't really help a massive amount with the. Well, I don't really want to say help because it's not like I was trying to attack the film, but I gave it an 8 out
Oh,
of 10 on IMDb, and that's what I stand by at the moment. I'm just looking
yeah.
in
I
here.
would.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm just looking here. The budget for it was 90 to $100 million. I thought it would have.
Jeez, man.
I thought it would have
What was
had
the
a.
turnover?
I don't know. I'll check the Wikipedia. Uh,
That's actually a lot of money though for film.
yeah, it's quite a lot, but I would have thought it was more for some reason. It grossed 368 million worldwide, so it made a lot. It made a
Yeah.
lot. Uh,
Well, it was guaranteed. It was guaranteed to
yeah, yeah. If it's
break
like a,
even.
if
So.
if if they advertise it as a mainstream war film, it will make a lot of money.
Especially when it's advertised as a one camera shot, like a
Yeah,
one shot
yeah,
film.
yeah. Because then you have people that are really into technical aspects of films and stuff. They'll be going to watch it as well, and then you have mainstream people that watch it because it's a war film. Um, so obviously he's going to make a lot of money. That's good though because then that's obviously getting money put into more things that are to do with 1970. So you can have like another Sam Mendes film, I guess, or British films, I guess, which is good.
I
Which is
think they
good.
should make more British blockbuster films.
Yeah, I think that
Just
yeah,
all American and like
yeah,
all American, aren't they?
yeah.
To be.
When you look at like British independent films, like Submarine, for example, they always are sponsored by the National Lottery. Like in the opening credits, they always are sponsored by the National Lottery because that has something to do with the BFI. Because the
Well,
British Film Institute, they do have something to do with budgets and stuff. But
um, well, the Americans are really well funded, aren't they? Because,
yeah, they have Hollywood.
well, yeah, although if you're gonna make a film in Hollywood, you'll probably have lots of money.
Yeah, like 1917 obviously isn't an independent British film. It's more mainstream than something
Does
else.
not have American help as well.
Uh, might have done probably. I would guess. I don't know. we obviously don't. We obviously don't know where the budget like fully came from. Like you can obviously tell from the production company, but they obviously could have had money from elsewhere being put into it. Obviously,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Well, the production. I don't think a production company, British production company, could produce enough money to make that film.
yeah, yeah,
Probably had some funding from
yeah, yeah.
America or something.
Uh huh. So did you think the film had any other flaws other than your
Um,
expectations? So
I think, I think, I still think it was too short.
too short. How long was it
Huh?
on for? It was on
I think
for.
they could have made it much longer.
Do you think? I thought that the
Yeah.
climax was
How long
kind
was
of.
it?
I'll check, but I thought that um the end 1 hour 59 minutes it's on for. Um, so say credits is
Yeah.
5 minutes. That's 1 hour 54. I think that's probably long enough, but I thought that the climax was kind of an underwhelming.
And it was a bit anticlimactic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just
It
kind
was
of
really, really built up. And then,
yeah. There's like, oh right, we'll just stop it, and then that was it. Yeah. I thought it could have done more. Like, obviously he runs through that field, but it did, when you saw that part on like trailers and TV spots, that sequence made it look really epic. That's part of what made me made me think that it was big and epic in scale, but it wasn't. Like, do you know what I'm on about?
yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, that made me think it was big and epic in scale when it wasn't. That was part of it, but
Uh,
that made me think that the ending would have been really, really epic, but it kind of wasn't by the end of it.
but was there any other positives? Like,
So overall, I just give it an 8 out of 10. Uh, I don't think it's amazing, um, but it is still a good film.
yes, it is a very, very good film.
Yeah, it's very it's entertaining, but I don't think it's great. It's very good though. So what would you give out of 10?
Yes, out of 10,
Yeah, out of 10.
uh, 8.7 out of 10. If I was going to do IMDb, probably 8.5.
8.7, very specific.
But I'm not quite giving it a 9.
Yeah. On IMDb, you can only give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can't give
But
decimals.
I would give it a 9 on IMDb.
A 9 on IMDb. All right.
9,
I would give
9.
it an 8 out of 10. It's
Yes,
probably in my top 10, but it's like number 10 on my top 10 of 2019. It's but it's only about like 10, and I think if I watched like Portrait of a Lady on Fire, if I probably watched that, that'd probably knock it out of the top 10. Um,
yeah,
yeah, like if I watched one of the foreign films that I like, I sound like a pretentious person now, but yeah, like I haven't seen Portrait of a Lady on Fire yet. That's like one of the only things I haven't seen that I want to. But yeah, where would it rank in your 2019 films, considering you didn't see a lot from your point of view?
2019 films, probably third.
Third.
I mean, third or second or third.
What was your favorite?
2019.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember what I saw because I'm sure I liked something.
we went to see Jojo Rabbit together. I remember
Oh yeah,
seeing that.
that's second for me then.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Uh,
I know this might sound a bit weird, but I think my favorite one I went to see in 20 where I went to see at the cinema in 2019 was probably Endgame.
Endgame.
Yeah,
I didn't think
I don't know
Endgame
why.
was amazing. I'm not. I kind of when it released, I
It's
was
overrated, isn't it?
yeah. When
It's the
it
one I found most exciting, but I did really enjoy Jojo
yeah
Rabbit.
when Endgame first released, I was really into superheroes, and then like kind of over time, I'm kind of like I don't really like them anymore. But
Oh yeah, it got so overhyped. Everyone wanted to see it, and then
and it's now
everyone was
the
like,
most
everyone was talking about it. Then it got really.
yeah. It obviously was. It was never gonna be fantastic. Um, like I
It did make a ridiculous amount of money though. It
yeah
made like 2 billion, didn't it?
yeah. It's the highest grossing film of all time. Uh, now if
Jeez, man.
yeah, but I yeah, Endgame. I over time I've kind of just gotten sick of superhero films, so I don't really like them anymore. But there are some
Eh.
that I really like. My favorite superhero film is The Incredibles. Um,
Oh yeah, that's excellent, isn't it?
that
That's
that's
really good.
yeah, that's my favorite superhero film. Um, but that's probably down to since it's animation, and I just kind of prefer it that way. Because obviously it has stuff that you can't do in real life, considering like Elastigirl getting stuck in three different doors. You can't do that in real life, and
No,
just
definitely not.
without it just looking terrible in terms of
Yeah,
CGI. But but yeah, that's my favorite superhero film. Anyway, we've gotten quite off topic for some reason.
yeah, that's probably one of mine as well, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's been around forever. Like, it's just really good, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, I really like Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy
Oh
Volume 2.
yeah, they're very
Although
good, aren't they?
I don't think they're as good as Incredibles, but they're like the two MCU films that I really enjoy. Like that I still really enjoy.
Yeah,
Out because they're the two that I would go back and watch. Out of the ones, I probably wouldn't watch any of them ever again, but those two I would watch. And
yeah.
that's basically where I stand with superhero films. But I've got no idea how we even got to this. But yeah, um, yeah. Have you got anything else to say?
Should we end it there then? Because there isn't really
Yeah,
too much to talk about anymore.
yeah. So you gave
We've gone over the technical and
yeah. We've
film
gone over
aspects,
everything.
haven't we? So
Yeah. So I gave 1917 an 8 out of 10. You gave it a 9 out of 10. Is are you just gonna use that 9 out of 10, or
so
do you
what's
have?
the next film? Like, yeah, what's are you doing the next film? I don't have one in mind yet.
I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. I didn't really plan this, so I'm just going to have to kind of think of something on the spot.
About another war film.
Another war film?
How about
Uh,
we do? How about we do Saving Private Ryan?
alright. Saving Private Ryan. Is that what we're doing
Yeah,
then? Do
yeah,
you
we'll do that. We'll do that.
is that your choice or
Yeah, that'll be my choice. It'll be my choice.
alright? Because we collectively chose this. Alright.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Well,
I
next time we're doing
yeah.
Steven Spielberg's
Saving Private
Saving
Ryan
Private Ryan.
from 1998. Is it? Saving Private Ryan?
Got Tom Hanks in, hasn't it?
Yes, Tom Hanks is in it. Saving.
Yes.
Yeah, 1998. I was right. I know what I'm going to pick next time though. I know what I'm picking next.
Right.
I know what I'm picking next week or this week. Well, no, it will be next week because it's Saturday today, isn't it? Um,
Yeah, we'll do we'll upload every weekend.
yes, we will try and
Because it is
upload.
quite hard with the schoolwork we're doing. So
Yeah. So, anyway, that's the end of today's episode. So, Sim Private Ryan, next time. We don't know when we'll upload next. It might be during next week, but we will be uploading next Saturday. We will upload every Saturday, but we might upload during the week possibly, depending whether
Yes.
we have time to do things. So that's it. I guess so. Bye.
Yep.